Hello, everybody, and welcome to Southeast Rocket League Championship Season 5. This is week number 6, day number 1, presented by Phoenix Blue GG and Challenger Mode. I'm going to be your host and cast Rydro, and today we're going to be starting off with a very exciting series. For Templar Renegades versus for Templar Titans. I mean, it's already giving it off from the names, but they're like kind of belonging to the same org or something that is very similar. But one of them is called Renegades and the other one is called Titans. Both teams are looking extremely good. Um, Renegades, they haven't really lost a game yet. Like, yeah, last time they didn't really show up against Z Esports, and that's how they managed to lose because they were kind of like going in a perfect run, and they haven't really lost any game they have actually played in. Um, yeah, like we could possibly see an upset here because again, Titans they're like looking extremely scary. Last time they played in, they also had like three sweeps, like 3-0, three times in a row. That's already a good sign for Titans because Harrigan coming back here and finally finding success with his team, and it's looking extremely promising. And you never really know what's gonna happen because Titans they could be the one who could actually beat Renegades in a game or two, or maybe even the whole series. Um, while also Titans, they also looked completely unstoppable. Last time I believe they have also played. I believe the series it was against OnlyTheFamily. From that series, they looked extremely good, and also against Z Esports, they also swept them. So they're looking that very great. Potentially, they could be beating Renegades here, but it's only time to find out because again, both teams are looking extremely good, so I think it could go either way around. But Titans, I believe they could be the team that could defeat Renegades at least in a game or two, like I said earlier. And you never really know. Or maybe Renegades, they will still have their nearly perfect run. Like, yeah, even though they had a loss because they didn't show up, but they could still make that up by again winning like 3-0 and not losing any game like how they do it all the time. Not really sure if Hoodie is gonna be joining because once Hoodie is joining, no, I don't think Hoodie is joining. We have Aza, Terrarium, and Tokyo because whenever Hoodie joins the lobby and he plays like no matter what kind of tournament it is, he's always gonna have like some kind of chill mentality, and you could already see it. You could see it from the way they are playing. They just go for lots of fancy plays. They go for maybe clip-worthy moments or something like that. It really shows how they're still having fun. But Hooded isn't there. We have Aza, we have Tokyo and Terrarium. They all have great synergy. So I think yeah, they're still gonna be looking strong even without Hooded gonna be playing with them. Um, for Titans, we're still just waiting a little bit as one of them gonna be readying up. So we're gonna be starting very soon. And again, it has to be one of the most exciting series we're gonna watch today. Um, I have always been wondering, like ever since I've seen, like for Templar, Renegades, and Titans, I was like, wait, those are like those names sounds very similar. I was like, all right, well, I can't wait to see them playing against each others, and we could tell which team is gonna be the better. And you guys could have your own predictions maybe in the chat. And for me, I'm voting for Renegades. I'm expecting 3-1 like Renegade's gonna be winning, and I'm really expecting to have like at least two overtimes in the series. That's what I'm expecting. You guys could also have your own opinions and thoughts in chat. While one of the players seems to be having some kind of technical issues, I believe, for Titans. So that's maybe gonna take maybe 2 or like 3 more minutes, I believe. So yeah, you guys could also have your votings, I believe. And I think the players are readying up, except one of them is missing, and I believe he's going to be joining very soon. So we're not going to be waiting for very long, and I'm really excited for it. I think it just building up the excitement, and every time I see Renegades playing, I'm like, can Hooded or at least Hooded team maybe repeat the same kind of history they had in the previous season, where they kept on dominating everybody and they managed to have nearly a perfect run? And we're finally ready to go. Renegades versus Titans. It's about to happen here as everybody readied up and we can have this short countdown before the first kickoff, and here it goes. It's gonna be Hurricane with a solo play here near the corner to Ryan. He's gonna be the one to get a touch at least to keep it away, but Zeki is gonna be there ready to take over Tokyo. Sending it right to the midfield team, sending it right back with a 1v1 situation, and he's gonna be starting this one off. 1 goal lead already for Titans, and that's already a quick start for them. You know, it has only been 16 seconds, and we have seen plenty of solo plays. I believe it was starting with Harrigan, then it was maybe it was Zeki, and then it was Deem also taking over. So every time they just tried to clear the ball away, there was already a player ready to strike back. Now Hurricane with a shot on net, and that's already going to be 2 goals lead for them. Things are just getting a lot quicker than expected. And also Team getting that bomb against Aza just to push him away and just assert their dominance. You know, this is already a perfect start for Titans, and I think being gifted like with 2 goals in less than 30 seconds, especially against a team like Renegades, it's already a good sign for them. But they still need to find a way to maintain the lead because we can't count them out yet. There's still plenty of time remaining in the clock, and a really good demo here coming in from Aza to Ray with a shot on net, but that's not going to go in. And Aza trying to deny Harrigan. Now to Rayem. Right into the middle. Deep with a shot on net, and nobody's home, and this one is going to go in. 3 goals lead already for Titans, and 1 minute only, and it seems like a lot of chaos going in. It's almost like OnlyTheFamily are playing, except that their name isn't showing here. And you know, like, you can see 1 goal very early, that's completely fine, but then you concede another one, and then you get to concede another goal, and this is where things start to get out of control. You don't really want to let anything snowball like that on you. Yeah, you may not have the most beautiful start, but it always bounce back and have your comeback. Seki with a shot, or maybe with a pass. It's gonna be Tokyo. Let's get there to clear it away. Zegi. It's right into the net. Hurricane with a follow-up, but it's not even gonna be there. But again, Zegi. Titans, they're just dominating right now. A lot of offensive pressure coming, and they're able to keep up with the rotation very well. Now Tokyo, he's able to break through. Terrarium couldn't really get anything done. Tokyo sending this one high, also getting a demo off the wall, creating the space needed, but sadly there was no such a follow-up coming from Renegades to break the silence and maybe have a starter where they're going to be having it maybe even more possible to get their comeback going. Terrarium with a shot on net, and that was a great placement coming in, and finally we'll get to see them breaking through, and a big mistake coming in from the positioning. As I was reaching how good their rotation was to keep up with the offensive pressure. It seems like once they got to the defense, they couldn't really manage to keep up with their positioning as quick as possible. Deem, he's still able to get another touch here with Zero Boost. You know, creating a lot of pressure again from the start, and we have seen it happening right after the kickoff. It's gonna be Deem handling this situation very calmly, and it goes with a solo play. Aza sending this one to the corner for Tokyo. Tokyo off the ceiling, and Aza, they're getting their passing plays going with style and 1 goal difference right now. Things are just looking really bright for Renegades to bounce back. Still have half of the game, and you know there's still plenty of rooms for goals here, especially for Renegades. They're still able to bounce back, and you know, as I was speaking about, yeah, don't let this snowball in you, and I think they're doing a really good job at not letting that happen. Especially when you go down by 3, you get to score 2 goals, and you're like, yeah, you can definitely score another one because you scored 2, so why not another one? That's definitely gonna give them the confidence back to keep going, especially with how much time left on the clock. Harrigan dribbling that all the way to the blue side. It's gonna be Zegi trying to take control, or maybe wasting a little bit of time. Team in the defense, forcing a 50, and gets to win that 50. It's gonna be Aza. He has to play it away. Sending this one high. Tokyo taking over off the backboard. It's gonna be cleared. Oh, not gonna be cleared. Tokyo. He's able to read that very well, and we finally get to see an equalizer. And that read was insanely hard. I mean, it looked like he was definitely gonna clear it off the wall, but Tokyo, it's almost like he had some kind of an aimbot here, and he know that where the ball exactly gonna bounce, and almost like that perfect start for Titans never really happened, as we're gonna have a tied up game here. The 3 goals back to back coming from Renegades, and they're just slowly bouncing back and getting their momentum going. Harrigan with another solo play here, and coming back to Zegi, and they take their lead back. That was a quick play coming in from Harrigan. Nothing too fancy here, but getting that touch as he was coming off the wall like that. It was right in front of Tokyo's face, and Zegi with a speedy follow to put that one on net as they get their lead back with still 1 minute and a half remaining. And this is such a high scoring game, 7 goals in total. Don't get to see that very often in 2v3. Zegi, solo play, still maybe happening though. No boost, and also Aza getting a demo. This could be awkward. Tokyo off the wall here in Terrarium with a shot, but that's not gonna go on net. Aza trying to take over. Can't really find the second touch, and still Tokyo continuing on the work, looking for another setup. And a lot of whiffs are coming in. This could be very dangerous for Titans. They need to survive. They got like 40 seconds. They need to get a really good clear and keep up with the offensive pressure until the timer hits 0. Now Zegi in the midfield sending this one high, but Tokyo again can't really get rid of from that easily. Now Zegi dropping this one low. Aza couldn't really get the touch. Tokyo with a bit of a weak shot here, and it's gonna be a double commit. Again, it's just looking extremely dangerous, and Aza finally finishing off the job. 12 seconds, and they still managed to stay alive, and who knows, maybe you're gonna see an overtime. And like I said earlier in my predictions, I was saying that, yeah, maybe you're gonna see at least 2 overtimes, because again, I'm expecting the series to go nail to nail here. It's definitely gonna be a battle. It's not gonna be an easy thing, and maybe you're gonna see some kind of denial here because the ball is still alive. Ball is still up. Tokyo off the ceiling, still gonna be able to keep it up, but it's not gonna be that long, and we're gonna go in an overtime in the first game, and you know, it's already been going back and forth, but right now it's just 1 goal that could be separating the whole momentum. Terrarium ceiling getting front pinch too, but Harrigan. Again, now it's going to be Aza. Zegi coming off the sides. He's not going to be able to find the touch. Deep Trying to waste time here in the defense to Rayem. Putting this one right into the middle. Harrigan sending this one high. Aza playing it very slowly. Zegi. This shot's gonna be blocked, and it's like both teams are able to read each other's very, very well. Every time a player goes for the shot or goes for the clear, there is always somebody else to be prepared for that shot or maybe even block, and we'll get to see those chances getting blocked very quickly. Now Deem off the backboard, can he finish it off? It's gonna be Tokyo. And Harrigan with a free jump. It's gonna be right into the middle. Zegi, and now Harrigan with a finisher. It goes back to Titans. Wow, the positioning, like Harrigan, he was just coming from having a shot, and yeah, maybe that looked a bit simple, but he was in the perfect spot in the perfect moment. As Harrigan, he gets the finisher and takes the win to be secured for Titans, and we finally get to see a team to be beating Renegades in at least one game, but we still have more games to be played, and that is a very close game. I wasn't really expecting the first one to be in overtime, but that is a really high scoring game. 9 goals in total, and like I said, you barely get to see those games in 3v3, but this one is very, very interesting. Normally when you have high scoring games, the next one are going to be maybe more like maybe more careful. Every team going to be having a slow approach. They're not going to be rushing anything because yeah, we can see that. Yeah, we scored a lot of goals, but we still conceded a lot of goals. So I think both teams might be thinking the same, where they need to take it very slowly and play it very patiently. It's gonna be a bit of a neutral kickoff. We're not gonna be starting off with lots of pressure coming in like how it was in the first game. But it's gonna be very interesting because from the start we have seen Renegades to be having the ball a bit more. To Rayem. Switching back to Octane. He was playing with the Batmobile. Maybe that didn't really work, but never really know. Zegi. Moving this one across. Aza getting bumped. Maybe that's delay gonna be adding something to it, but he's still able to play it defensively. Deem with a shot on the crossbar. Zegi just taking control here with a solo play, but it's not going to be happening for that long. Harrigan. And I think 1 minute, I think this is like the longest we have been so far without seeing a first goal, but as I was speaking of it, it's going to be Deem, just like how it was in game 1. It always has to be Deem to start the games off, and already 1 goal lead for them. That was a crucial challenge here on the air, Deem against Aza. And that was a perfect placement too on the shot. It didn't really have to be complicated, but it has to be, you know, a shot on that, and that's gonna do it for them. To Rayem of the ceiling, it's gonna be Harrigan with a bit of weight dashing, trying to be a bit more unpredictable in that solo play. We have seen plenty of solo plays coming from Titans, while compared to Renegades, we have seen a lot of passing plays attempts, and that was great save coming from Tokyo. Honestly, I was just really expecting that to be safe because the placement and the speed of the shot, it just seems like it was more than enough for it to be going in. And you know, we have seen Tokyo to be a really a clutch player, showing up greatly in defense and offense as well. And lots of bumps are coming in. Aza, it's gonna be Harrigan denying that play as the whole Renegades team start to prepare themselves in the defensive area. Deem gaining control, but you know, he missed that corner boost. He's still able to get that pinch of the wall, and I think that's more than enough for him to reposition himself. It's gonna be Zegi near the corner. Aza not really finding the touch, but leaving it for Tokyo. Tokyo sending this one high. It's gonna be Harrigan. Not the cleanest touch. Zegi is able to cover his teammate up. Now Harrigan. Again, Tokyo really stepping up the defense of Harrigan. Excuse me, really stepping up the defense of Renegades. I'm not sure why I said Harrigan though. Even though Harrigan doesn't really play for Renegades. But it's going for an eligible. It's going to be denied again. Tokyo again showing up in lots of defensive plays, coming in with those clutch clears and denying the game to be out of control like how it was in the first game. But we still go in a lot of minutes without Renegades getting their first goal. Zegi. Not a lot happening here, but again they're just trying to build up the pressure, and maybe it's gonna be starting from there. Harrigan with a shot on net. It's gonna be denied by Terrarium. Not a lot of boost, but here he goes, the counter. Maybe Tokia following this one up. Kinda winning the 50, but again, it's gonna be Deem sending this one away. Now Zegi with a shot on net, and that was a beautiful passing play coming from Titans. What a pass from the sides, Harrigan and Zegi. It's almost like both players, they have the same brain and it just connected. And you know, that was so quick without any kind of hesitation or any delay. And what a way to extend their lead with 1 minute and a half. Now Zegi with a solo play, but it's gonna be denied. Harrigan with a free jump off the wall. Terrarium sending this one high. Tokyo up the corner. We haven't really seen that much of offense from Renegades to begin with. This is a good demo coming in from Terrarium. Tokyo winning the 50. This could be the setup that Renegades are looking for, but everybody just getting caught off here, and Harrigan 3-0, and you know, there's no way you could get a comeback, especially at this situation. You know, we had 3 goals comeback earlier, but there was like a lot of time in that game. But right now it's like 51 seconds. Like, what else could they do? Because Harrigan and also I believe Zegi, they're just holding on very strongly and just controlling the ball, helping a lot when it comes to the offensive rotation. Keeping Titans looking extremely strong, and you know, it's like Renegades that have been getting choked the entire time. They barely break through and have any kind of offensive play to get going. It's a whole different story here in game 2. Now Deep. This shot's gonna be saved once again. And as we're about to approach the final 10 seconds, still haven't seen a single goal coming from Renegades. Tokyo could be helping out that at least 1 goal in this game, but it's gonna be dropping down here, and Titans, they get to win 2 games in a row, and that was something honestly I wasn't really expecting. I thought it was gonna be a 3-1 for Renegades, but Titans, they're just looking extremely unstoppable, like you said. It's like, if you want to compare the shots, like 12 shots from Titans compared to Renegades, they only got 2 shots, which really sums up how the game went. Like, I mean, Titans, they had a lot of offensive plays compared to Renegades, and it's almost like Renegades, they spent the entire time defending compared to Titans. I mean, you want to look at Titans, they got only 1 save, while Renegades, they got 6 saves, so that already explains how the game went. Like, while like, yeah, in game 1, it looked like it was out of hand. Yeah, like, we have seen a really high scoring game, and the second game, it was low scoring until the end, but I believe Hoodie's gonna be subbing in, and he's gonna be replacing Terrarium. So you never know. Maybe you're gonna have a reverse sweep coming in, because you know, like I said before, when you have Hoodie to be playing, you're gonna see a whole kind of different playstyle, and I think that's really needed for Renegades. So this could be the comeback that Renegades are in need of. And you know, it's gonna be game 3, so there's almost no time when it comes to trying different kind of playstyles. So it has to be right now, and they can't really spare on relying, yeah, maybe we're gonna do it in the next game, or maybe we're gonna do it later, and we're gonna have our comeback from there. Zegi with a shot. It's gonna be Hoodie with a save, and Harrigan sending it right back. Deep. Shot not gonna go in. And Zegi forcing a 50 again, trying to keep the ball on the blue side a little bit longer. Trying to repeat the same thing in the second game. And you know, that was more than effective. It's really kept them defending nearly the entire time. And Tokyo breaking through is able to get another touch, but it's gonna be handled by Dean. Aza with a follow-up. Hooded, interesting shot right here, and Aza with a follow-up. And we finally get to see Renegades scoring first, and you know, this could be it. This could be the thing that it has been missing from the start for Renegades, and we still have a lot of time remaining, of course, but you know, starting off very strongly like that while being down by 2 games, this could be a great confidence booster for Renegades. Indeed, getting this clear and also the demo. Just getting rid of 1 player to deal with. Harrigan. The best touch, it's gonna be Aza. Right into the middle. Hooded. In the right position for such a follow-up, and you know, forcing the defenders to be panicking here with that. Maybe a little bit of an edge dribble, or maybe even the dunk. Tokyo. Dropping it down deep with a clear. Harrigan. It's gonna be Aza denying that passing play. Hooded sending it right back. Zegi sending it back to the walls. Dean is able to assist his teammate in that defensive play. As we get to see a whole different approach coming in from Renegades. Zegi, interesting double. It's gonna be denied by Hooded. You know, he's already the counter, and I've seen him getting plenty of those saves where those shots could have been goals. But you know, it's a whole different story here coming in since Hooded joined in this game. Still have a lot of time remaining, and Tokyo trying to extend the lead. Again, barely letting Chinese to get across the midfield, but so speaking of that, it just happens right away. Zegi still there in the play. Tokyo. The corner. Dean still keeping up very well rotationally, and you know, it seems like, yeah, the ball gets boomed out, and you kind of feel concerned because there's just 1 player, and that player rushing back to get in the defensive spot. But you know, they're able to prevent them from scoring up in that, so they're doing well, but at the same time they need to be a little bit more concerned because you never know when that clear can be happening, and you'll find out that there is no player to be ready in that defensive play. And speaking of the defensive play, we don't really get to see any of it for Renegades, and it's already going to be costing them a goal, and we're going to have a tied up game. You know, it was coming from team from defense all the way to offense, and you know, I was expecting that to happen against Titus because they always had like a player rushing back to defense after like they're done from having any offensive play, but this happened against Renegades, so it's already getting more interesting. Tokyo, maybe he got his full reset, didn't really use it though. Could eat with a free flip here, coming in with a really good placement, and Zeki couldn't really keep up with it as the lead goes back for Renegade. He read that so well, and with the free flip coming in from the sides, you know, it just couldn't really get any better than that. Reading the touch from his opponent and also beating the other opponent that he had to deal with. Tokyo, it's a lot of boost though. This could be a very sluggish attempt, but Hooded winning a really interesting dunk here, and oh, what a play from Renegades. That was insane. Okay, that's 50 from Hooded, and then Tokyo with that jump to drop the ball down, and the finish coming in from Hooded, like the synergy is just already there, and that was a beautiful bounce back coming in from Renegades. You know, we had a lot of solo plays, but Renegades, they're still having... Okay, that's another goal gonna be coming in from Harrigan, and you know, like, I think he just tried to take control, but the challenge was coming in out of nowhere, I believe, from Segi, and you know, every time he just sees the ball upfield, he's never really afraid to maybe say holding back. He just goes for the challenge right away, and that's gonna be creating a lot of possibilities to add some kind of offensive pressure. And Zegi starting off really hot here, alright, after the kickoff, but it's gonna be Hooded denying the pass. And here goes with 2 goals lead again. And DM also getting that demo, but you know, that could have been a goal for Titans, but just Hoodie like sending it right back once again. You know, we have seen him in defense and offense, and it's like the perfect story that you wanna expect when you see a player subbing in when the team is going down by 2. But you can't even say that it's gonna be enough because again, Titans they're still putting a really good fight against them. Not the best bench, but it's gonna be followed up by Hoodie. Now Zeki. Doing that so well. Harrigan putting this one away. Tokyo is going to be putting it right into the net, and we get to see a 3 goals lead from Renegades. And you know, that's already a game for Renegades, but like I said, you don't really know what's going to happen next because yeah, Hoodie subbing in, that's already a great thing for Renegades, but Titans they're still able to strike back, and you know, that's definitely a team you never really want to underestimate because they've been doing a really good job when it comes to their defensive rotation and also the pressure that they managed to build up on their opponent's field. But right now I think it's just Titans, they need to find ways to clear the ball and just prevent Renegades from scoring even more because they're still going for more goals, and you know, they really want to gain back their confidence after losing 2 games in a row. Now team then back to Zeki, and a very interesting demo happens here mid-air. Normally we'd expect bumps, but that was a demo. Completely getting rid of the player, but it's gonna be Tokyo still keeping the ball alive here. But it's gonna be dropping down, and Renegades coming in with a win and avoiding the sweep that could have been coming from Titans, and that is a clutch subbing in coming from Hadid. We're still not done. We're still gonna have more games. Still gonna have game 4, but you know, that's what you expect when somebody subs in, and like, you know, 3 goals, 8 shots coming in, you know, like that's already very interesting for Renegades. But still, Titans they looked very very scary. They still managed to be able, like, yeah, even with Hooded being there, they could still score against their opponents. They could still have the pressure to be going, and they could strike at any time. And it has to be right now for Titans. You definitely want to avoid the series to be sent to game 5 because they had the momentum from the start, especially in game 2 where it looked like you couldn't really stop them no matter how many times you can try it, and lots of physical bumps and physical plays happening. Zeki. Solo play, it's gonna be Asa sending this one to the left side. Hooded off the ceiling maybe, and it's still gonna be cleared as Zeki takes control again. Asa, interesting touch here, getting that some kind of pinball bounce from the ball as he shoots the ball on the ground, but still not gonna be resulting in anything too productive. Toki off the corner, it's gonna be Hooded in the midfield with a shot on net, and the demo was just too much to handle, and once again we get to see Renegades having the first goal, and we have seen something similar to happen in the previous game, and you know, I think this is the perfect moment for Renegades to be confident once again. Like, yeah, we managed to score first against them, so we definitely could do this. And Harrigan, a shot on net here, and it's gonna be denied by Tokyo. It's almost like you can't get to see a save from Renegades without Tokyo name being mentioned. And Haza, that would have been an insane redirect, and Zeki still able to hold up very strongly. And Harrigan getting bumped, but you can have a safe moment here. It just looked like it was gonna be a bit too awkward, but the communication was there. Still in need of a big clear because a lot of shots are just coming in left and right. Zeki with a 1v1 situation against Hoodie. Can he finish it off? And it's gonna be saved. Deem with a shot right back into the net, and Tokyo with a save. Zeki still not done, but Hoodie is gonna be able to block that one. Deem sending it to the left side. Aza. Also Hoodie getting a demo upfield, creating the space. And that was a lot of pressure coming in from Titans, but again, Tokyo, a lot of insane saves, and that could have been a tied-up game, but they're still holding on that one goal lead, and as I would get to see another demo happens, but Zeki getting rid of that player in the back to prevent a potential follow-up. Now team, or it's gonna be Aza off the ceiling and also off the corner. Harrigan with a shot, it's gonna be denied immediately before it even goes closer toward the net. With half of the game passed, Zeki trying to get something done in the offense, but a lot of great pressure coming from Titans. They still need to find a way to break their defense, and I think the only thing they're lacking of is just those physical plays, because Renegades have been proving that it's working effectively. They're able to have the pressure with purpose, like yeah, they're getting rid of the player and also having the ball to be staying there, so that's already 3v2 or like maybe 2v1 situations gonna be created for Renegades. And we get to see a lot of players getting demolished, and Tokyo with a shot, but it's gonna be again lacking of accuracy. And Team with a booming clear, it's gonna be Harrigan on the best 50, and now Zeki taking control once again, getting that touch to keep it right into the middle at least. And 1 minute and a half, we're still seeing a lot of pressure coming in, and Hooded missing that read. Tokyo trying to force a 50. Aza right into the middle, and we're seeing lots of challenges being thrown at the ball left and right. Harrigan with a shot on net. It's gonna be Tokyo again with even more saves to deny that equalizer to happen from Titans. But the shots are still happening, it's just the defense is too strong, and you know, no matter what they're trying to do, it seems like it's never good enough to break that defense. They still need to see something that's going to be surprising us from Titans. We haven't really seen a lot of passing play attempts, or maybe like some kind of physical plays at least, because every shot seems to be predictable for the defense of Renegades. And you know, as time is slowly ticking, it's still a 1-goal game, and it seems like it's going to be Tokyo having it 2 goals game here, and you know, this could be the final nail in the coffin. Everybody was out of position from Titans, and you know, they tried their best to keep the offensive pressure going. Like, we could either win or lose this. I think that was the mentality in that situation, and that's gonna be backfiring really hard, and we get to see 2 goals lead for Renegades. And you know, if you have like 1 goal game and you couldn't really find that equalizer for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, it's gonna be even more difficult when you go down by 2 with how many seconds are only left on the clock. And an on goal happening here from Deem. I don't think the shot was actually on net. Like, yeah, it looked like it was a great read coming from Hooded, but just bounced off the wall, and I think he just tried to maybe send it high. And you could also see how Aza was positioned. He was just waiting for that mistouch to happen so he could follow it up. But the game is already written for Renegades, and definitely gonna go to game 5. The ball is still alive, and never mind, it's gonna be killed by Tokyo, and that was phenomenal performance coming from Renegades. They just had Hooded in the team, and just everything starts to be working very well for them. But again, Titans, they managed to have a lot of shots, like they had good plays compared to how it was maybe in game 3, but it just, the defense of Tokyo, 5 saves this time, and I believe the game kind of stops counting the saves after maybe like getting 2 saves in a row. So he definitely had more than that, not like counting the amount of clears he got, and that was, he's definitely a clutch defensive player while having Hoodie to be the one helping out a lot in the offense. And right now it has to be this game. We're not gonna have any other game to bounce back, so whatever's gonna happen right now, there is no way for you to cover that up until like you get something done very quickly. So you have to be really careful with the first goal. Like, scoring the first goal could be very, very important, and I think for the last 2 games it has always been Renegades, while the first 2 games it was Titans, and it has been proven that the first goals are really important when it comes to such a close series like this. With not a lot of boost, but he's still able to add some kind of pressure. Asa, with an unpredictable touch. It's not gonna be that much. Hoodie, a little bit of more space than usual here. Tokyo, and it's gonna be Asa taking control. Now team, let's play defensively, and he managed to beat Hoodie in that challenge, but it's gonna be Tokyo once again right in front of the challenge to get the block, and Harrigan. Asa also gets the touch, but that wasn't really on net. So again, that's a very dangerous moment coming in from Titans. They managed to find a way to get away with it though. And this could be it for Titans, and all this came down from Deem. Like, yeah, he didn't really get the shot on net, and it was Harrigan getting that follow-up. And also Ziggy, even though his name didn't really show up here in that situation, he still had a role. Like, he shot the ball on the corner, and then it was Deem, and then it was Harrigan. So everybody managed to get involved. Like, yeah, it wasn't really the kind of three-man passing play you would normally expect, but a goal is a goal, and that's still a lead for Titans. They need to find a way to secure that one goal lead, because else we have to stay in the game to go back and forth when it comes to the pressure. So one goal lead could never be enough. Now Hoodie with a shot. It's gonna be saved, and again Asa, not the best touch here, but Harrigan sending it right back to Zegi. The touch wasn't really there. Hoodie already in the counter, and he's able to win a big 50. That nearly pinched out right into the net. And Deem getting that defensive demo, and this is something that Titans they were kind of lacking of, and right now they're getting them, especially getting them defensively. Like, they don't really have to be pushing maybe that much in offense, but if they're able to get those demos frequently, especially in the defense, and that's 2 goals lead goes for Titans. And yeah, as I was speaking, getting those defensive demos, it's definitely going to be relieving a lot of pressure instead of having to be always attacking. So they could be staying more focused on defense without having to be worried like being out of position or something. They still could get those demos, and honestly getting rid of one player, that seems to be more than enough for Titans. And the shot's almost on net, but Hoodie with a follow-up here, and that's going to be cleared away, as we're going to have nearly 2 minutes left for Renegades. They managed to get the clutch comeback in this series, but right now it has to be done in 2 minutes. And this is, I believe, where Titans, they could be tightening up their defensive rotation. And Hoodie with an offensive demo here. I believe Tokyo didn't really find the flip reset that quickly. It's gonna be Asa. Again, it's gonna be denied, and that's a lot of space being given. Hoodie has been winning plenty of 50s to keep up with the pressure. Just a bit more than enough. Hoodie, the style of play. Hoodie sending it right down. Tokyo couldn't find the touch. It's gonna be Deem sending it right to Harrigan. Harrigan also finding the touch to send it right back to the blue side, forcing Renegades to be retreating, to be staying in the defensive side. Deem didn't really find the shot. Now Harrigan with a shot. It's gonna be saved by Asa. Now Tokyo. Again, those shots are just coming in back and forth. It's raining shots for Renegades, and they need to find a way to break through, as we have less than a minute left on the clock. Harrigan again helping the defense. Gonna be Zegi. You know, it seems like, okay, that's a really good shot on net here, but it's gonna be on the crossbar. And I think for Giants, all what they can do right now is just keep up with the offensive pressure. It doesn't really have to be a shot on net, but force them to go for clears, force them to use a lot of boost, and that's gonna be more than needed. And that's gonna be an open net here, but it's not really gonna go in. last 10 seconds. We need to see a miracle happen for Renegades. Who did with a shot and 0 seconds, and that's gonna be it for Titans. I mean, that was a great performance. I wasn't really expecting the bounce back in the end. Titans, they still managed to avoid being reverse swept, and that was incredible performance. Coming honestly from both teams, but you know, they managed to prove that they're also one of the strongest teams, and you know that this could also send a statement that um, Titans, they're like the better for Templar team. I mean, they're like fairly close, but they're like just slightly ahead of Renegades, especially with the performance they had in Game 5. That was a great way to have the momentum back, especially how it was in Game 1 and Game 2. But GG's and well played for both of them. I mean, none of them disappointed me this series, to be fair. Like, every player here just had a great role, especially like Tokyo. Like those saves were incredible. Hoodie subbing in to help the team when it comes to bouncing back. They nearly had the comeback, but they still managed to fall short. And once again, GG's and well played. That was incredible effort has been put by Renegades to avoid being swept, and they still managed to keep on going. But that wasn't more than enough. That wasn't enough for Renegades, as we're gonna go in a small break to prepare the second series, which is gonna be Z Esports versus Spricer Esports. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second series of SERLC Season 5, and this is week number 6, day number 1. This is going to be the second series sponsored by Phoenix Blue and Challenger Mode, and it has to be Z Esports versus Spricer Esports. And you know, Z Sports when they first showed up, I was like, yeah, they have to be like the underdog because they never really played in any other Liga or Raketa tournaments before. Even though they have like really good names out there like Passy and Scream. I believe Scream joined in like very recently, but like Passy, he was already having a lot of experience, so you can't really call him an underdog unless you wanna call it like maybe based on um, the region they're gonna be playing, like playing in a whole different kind of community and maybe different kind of part of Europe. But you know, they get the respect very very quickly, and you know, I was like, yeah, they're like new team. It's gonna be interesting, but yeah, it was interesting and maybe even more than what I had been expecting because they're looking very very strong, and you know, they managed to get rid of Renegades, and I believe they're like the hardest team to deal with. And you know, Renegades didn't really show up, so they got like a free win basically. And they're like, okay, you got a free win, you better make sure to make the most out of it. And you know, they're doing very well. They're already in top 4, and it's gonna be against Spricer. Spricer, they managed to have at least close games against Bread Esports last time. They had like they managed to beat yeah, they managed to beat Bright Esports in one game, and you know, also they had a couple of one goal games, even though they lost the others. So I was like really impressed how Spricer did because it's like everything managed to click together, and you know, like offensively they did incredibly well. Mizzy Easy and Kedar, they always have their passing plays, and it's always interesting to watch. And you know that did them very very well. Like maybe they needed some time to uh, have the synergy to be clicking, and I'm really excited for it to start because again this could go for any of these teams. And you know, like if Spricer managed to beat Bright Esports in one game and have like a couple of one goal games against them, you know, they could be also one of the winning teams out there, and they could make it to top 4. But it might be a bit late, so we need to see some kind of incredible performance coming from Spricer. Like maybe at least have 3-0 and like 3-1 only in the series. So I think that's only needed for Spricer. But again, it's gonna be against Z Sports, so it's not gonna be an easy thing to do. And I believe we are completely ready to start the first game of Z Sports versus Spricer. And the players are joining the lobby here. Stream also joining in to play once again. And, you know, when he joined in, he added more effectiveness, I would say, when it comes to the things that Z Esports offer offensively. Now Easy with a shot on net here. Let's keep bouncing with the crossbar. Now Skadoosh. Not a lot of boost, but he's still able to get a shot. Again, it's still not gonna go in, but we're seeing those shots to be coming in from both sides right now. And Easy again. The clear. It's gonna be denied again very quickly by Scream. You know, this is one of the most important skills, is just to deny those clears, and Passy having 1-goal lead and punishing Spricer in that maybe a little bit of poor defense they had from the beginning. They're getting those kind of touches to keep the ball away, but they're always in the right spot to send it right back and have something to do. You know, we still haven't really seen any of those attempts from Spricer. I mean, it's still a 1 minute in, but they have been spending a lot of time in the defense, and a very interesting save coming from Mato. Passy trying to apply a little bit of more pressure, denying just the movements, preventing the player to be... Okay, that shot was actually in, like Scream coming out of nowhere here. Like, from the placement, I thought it was gonna bounce out, but it actually went in, and that's already 2 goals lead for Z Esports. You know, you shouldn't really underestimate Z Esports whenever they go for these shots, because when you underestimate them, they're like always having ways to get a shot on net, and that's like already 2 goals lead for them. And a very interesting touch happens here from Mato, as that's gonna be a 1-goal game. You know, it was very close. I was like expecting Passy to get like at least a piece from the ball, but because he was like way too close to it. And right now it's 1-goal game. It's gonna be busy. With a quick shot on net right after the kickoff. Cream not finding the touch, but it's gonna be followed by Passy. Passy trying to apply the pressure. Raketa helping to break through. Same thing for Mato. He's also helping the counterplay. It's going to Scream with a lot of space, going for the double here, and he's able to fight it, and that's already 2 goals lead once again for Z Esports. And you know, there's like a lot of space being given, and in front of so many defenders, like in front of the whole team, none of them seems to be able to get the read, and Cream finding the angle to extend the lead once again. Now Scream again off the wall, but there is no such follow-up. Now Easy getting the ball across here, but it's gonna be Scream handling the situation very safely here. Scream still got his flip though, so you gotta be careful, and it's not gonna go in. Skadoosh denying the counter. You know, that's already a great skill to have. You know, especially if you have... Okay, that's a very unique play coming in from Scream. Once again, he does it all by himself, and that's already 3 goals lead for them. From the setup, I was like expecting... Okay, he still got his flip actually from that. Like, no way, he's already getting too mechanical. Like, whenever you give this guy space, he's always able to get something done. So, whenever he sees Scream in the air or something, like, you definitely need to challenge him very quickly, otherwise something like that could happen. And the fact that we're seeing a lot of solo goals happening in a 3v3 game, the defense definitely needs some cleaning. Passy, it's gonna be Keda, not the cleanest touch, but it's gonna be followed by Busy. Now Scream again with another mechanical play, and Skadoosh found the read, but the touch got blocked, and again, nothing much has been going on, to be fair, coming from Spricer. Most of the time they're just trying to find their footing, especially in the defense. As I was preaching how how good they did last time offensively. And you know, this could be the solo play, but it's gonna be denied by Passy. He's already up for the read and almost get that dunk in the end. Now Scream with a follow. It's gonna be saved by Mato. Keda going for an aerial play. Not really finding the touch here, but the bump was there. The finish was absent, and that could have been the second goal, as the bump was more than enough to create the space, but the follow-up, it was extremely hard to do, especially with zero boost, and the bounce was like a little bit too high to get that follow-up with zero boost. So even if you double jump, you can't really get that touch, or like at least you can't really maneuver your car very well to make the ball go on net. That could have been a great chance for them, but there's gonna be another shot coming in from Keda, I believe. Still gonna be cleared away Skadoosh. And you know, we're seeing a lot of solo plays, but this time not a lot of boost from Skadoosh, so it's gonna be easily denied. Passy trying to bait the defenders. Keda again with a mechanical play here, but nothing much happens. Mato off the corner, Scream denied once again. Keda. This is a great setup for them, and that's a beautiful dunk coming in from Keda. And from the setup, you know that it has to be Keda having a bigger advantage here. Like, Skadoosh coming off the side like that, and Keda, he's able to read where the ball gonna be at. And that was fantastic play coming in from Keda. 11 seconds left, 2 goals difference. It's gonna require a lot for that to happen, but having at least 2 goals and having some goals to be scored against such a team, that's already a good sign for maybe for Spricer. But Z Esports, they managed to win the first game, and you know, they had like a lot of, you know, they had some kind of synergy from the start. Z Esports, like, yeah, most of the goals were like solo plays, but they had more shots. It's like, it's almost like they were perfectly warmed up, and they had a lot of you know, a lot of offensive plays. Like, it was raining against them, and you know, that was really hard for the Spricer to get rid of, and that's probably one of the reasons why we haven't seen those kind of offensive plays as I was talking about from Spricer. They still did very well, like at the last few seconds of the game, like especially the dunk from Keda and also the bump coming in just to create the space for the teammate. But even though the shot wasn't really on net, like, it still shows that Spricer, they still have something to offer offensively. But we need to find ways for them to hold very strongly in defense so they could have their counter plays that they're really in need of. But you know, it's never late. We have seen how the previous series went like, and I think everybody were like maybe picking Renegades because of Hooded. But the fact that like, okay, I'm not really sure what is going on here, but it seems like a player is missing from Spricer Esports. I believe this could be somebody to sub in, or maybe a car change. But yeah, as I was like speaking about the previous series, nobody was expecting Titans to win it, and the fact that Titans managed to win, even again when Hooded was there, you know, it shows that maybe Spricer could also do the same here. So can't really count them out, especially after the first game. And I believe right now we have an early join, so we're gonna have to wait a bit more. And apparently it's taking a bit longer than usual. So not really sure what is going on here. Somebody's missing. And I think somebody subbed in. I'm not really sure for Spricer, but the game finally starting. And Cream is gonna be starting this one off in like 10 seconds only. And has to be a pinch, and nobody was able to predict that. And also you can see that a player coming in from Z Esports just to get that security on that one. They're just trying to make the most out of every offensive play that they get their hands on, and that is very scary. They're able to keep holding the pressure very well until they finally get away with a goal, and that's a big miss coming from Izzy, and Passy extending the lead 2-0 already for them. You know, going down by 2 in like 80 seconds, we have seen how Renegades got that comeback. They were like down by 3, and it was like something very similar, going down by like 3 goals. But they managed to find their ways to bounce back, and that's gonna be Raketa, probably the one who's gonna be helping the team to be bouncing back. But you know, he's able to find those clears very well, and Passing couldn't really find the save, and maybe the shot wasn't really on net, but that's still a goal for them, and they're definitely gonna take it. Spricer with 1 step away from getting that equalizer to gain their confidence back. Dream coming off the wall, it's getting Raketa. Not a clean touch, but still trying to find a way to apply the pressure. They're trying to do the same kind of thing, but it manages to get cleared very quickly. Now Mizzy with a pre-flip, while still dangerously in front of the net. It's gonna be 3 dots. Now Mizzy dropping it down, Scream, sending it right back, and Skadoosh with a finish on that, and the 2 goals lead go back for Z Esports. You know, he kinda like that Scream. He thought that net was wide open instead of going for the shot, which was probably going to be a weak shot toward the net. He managed to go for a pass for his cement, so it could be finished. And you know, finding an open net like that, you know, sometimes it's gonna be, you know, like, yeah, I'm finding an open net, I'm gonna shoot the ball there. But even it's like it's an open net, they're still able to find each other's and getting those goals across, and double demos happen here. Momentary 2v2, but not gonna be resulting in anything. And Passy can be blocked. Free, sending it high. Another mechanical play, and the flip reset is gonna be placed very low. 3 dots for the booming clear, and the rotation is kinda lacking for Spricer. Now Skadoosh, Raketa, he's getting a 50 to delay the shot to be happening from Z Esports, and Passy gonna save Scream, sending it high. He goes for the follow-up. This time he got a lot of boost, but it's gonna be denied by Raketa. Now Skadoosh taking over in that play, and he gets his flip reset, but again, Spricer, they are denying those mechanical plays. Passy, right in the middle, the double commit comes in from Z Esports. You know, this could mean 2 things. The team is either feeling too confident to go for such offensive plays, or comms are kinda lacking for Z Esports, especially since they're going for lots of mechanical and solo plays. Yeah, they got a passing play when it was an open net, but in general, most of the goals are like very like solo goals and very mechanical. Mizzy getting boost out here, like didn't really get anything done. Now Raketa with a follow-up here on the shot on net, and that's gonna be 1 goal difference once again for Spricer, and that was another great placement coming in from Raketa, and I was expecting those things to happen. It's almost like he got some kind of hacks that, yeah, he knows where the ball is gonna be bouncing at, and he goes for these follows. With 2 minutes remaining, it's still possible for them. You know, especially when they have Raketa saying that they're in the offensive side, it's definitely going to be possible. I think this is exactly what they need. Trying to find a way to have a pass or like maybe a center ball for Raketa, and you definitely don't want to rely on 1 player only, but it seems like he got what he really needs to get those kind of plays to be finished. And Mizzy, it's getting bouncing to the ceiling Scary bouncing very weakly though. And again, Cream. Solo play. It's gonna be a bounce dribble though. It's gonna be a shot, but again, it's gonna be cleared away. Passy. The defensive side. Kadoosh sending it right back to the orange side. He's gonna find the read. It's gonna be a little bit too high. 1 minute left. Keda trying to force any 50 just to get the ball on his hands. Busy again with another 50. Keda, can he get that touch? But Skitty screams and gets this one away. Passy, zero boost. Getting that doink off the wall like that and Scream. That would have been an insane angle. Kadoosh sending it right back to Passy. Passy still having the ball, but Skitty cleared away. Last 30 seconds. Needs something to happen very quickly. Scream with an air dribble or maybe even a flip reset, but it's gonna be denied in the end by 3 dots. And again, they're preventing those mechanical plays to be going in, but just the pressure not really letting go at all. They're still going for plenty of plays. Skadoosh or maybe Scream. Now it has to be Skadoosh and Scream right now with another touch. It's not really gonna go in. And Passy trying to get some control. The ball is still alive though. But with the positioning, it's just kind of chaotic here. You don't really know who's gonna have the shot on net, and nearly Skadoosh got that 0-second goal. And Z Esports 2-0 in the series, and every time they have something extremely dangerous to do in the offense, and you know it's extremely hard for Spricer to be bouncing back. It's almost like they're grabbing them, like in a way where they can't really do something about it, and you know. The defense was kind of lacking for Spricer for sure. There is no denial on that. But again, Z Esports, like, you know, when you go for a lot of solo plays and you manage to get goals from them, it really shows that, yeah, you don't really have to do something over the top. And the benefits going to be happening from that is they always going to maintain their positioning. And if it has been working for Z Esports, they don't really have to force any kind of passing plays. They could just go for solo plays, just go for mechanical plays like flip resets, air dribbles, something like that, and they could get their goals across. And that's what they really need to do. They don't really have to do that much, and they can have their rotation going. And Scream with 16 seconds only, and we get to see a goal happening here for Z Esports. And also Skadoosh getting that demo. Possibly he could have been the defender to get the block, but yet again, it's gonna be Z Esports signing off with maybe not the best mechanical play here, maybe not the best air dribble or like flip reset, but it's still a goal and Busy. Really good setup here, but nobody was there to follow it up. Skadoosh sending it right into the middle, still getting across though, nobody's following it up, and again they're trying to have like a lot of long and blooming shots to help with these kind of setups for the solo plays. And again, always Scream up in the air, always having a lot of boost too, a lot of space, and he gets a dunk. Skadoosh with a finish on that, and 2 goals lead go for Z Esports. And you know, if it didn't really come from Scream, it has to be Skadoosh. And also I believe Passy was trying to get a bump on the last defender, just to make it a bit more hard for the defense of Spricer. Now Passy sending this one high. Passy, not a lot of boost, couldn't really get anything done. Now Busy, the shot on net is gonna be saved by Skadoosh, and you know, with 1 minute in, that's like already a lot of pressure coming from Z Esports. And not sure what is Skadoosh doing here. A lot of flipping. But you know, if they're able to get away with everything, so they can do whatever they want to do, and that would have been a perfect passing play, but I believe somebody ruined it. And you know, they're trying to freestyle maybe right now, just trying to get some clips. That's when you know the team is just feeling extremely confident. Every goal is just gonna be an attempt of a passing play or something really mechanical, something like that. That's when you know you just can't wait for the timer to hit 0, because we're not really seeing that much coming from Spricer offensively. Yeah, we get to see a goal every now and then from Keda, and okay, I get to mention it, and it just happens right away. Well, maybe I just need to talk about Keda. and he's gonna score. Maybe that's like how the playstyle works for Spricer. But yeah, we get to see a goal like every now and then. But it's like the process is very slow, and not sure what is happening here. The player was just completely standing and passing. Okay, like the player didn't really make it to the kickoff, and there's like some player standing there, not really doing anything. And for Z Esports, they're definitely gonna take it, and they can be more than happy to have like a 3-0 win against Spricer, and that's gonna be even adding more security when it comes to their standings. And they have already played against Titans. They have already somewhat played against Renegades. There's almost like nothing much to be worried about for Z Esports, besides try to maybe have like the second or like maybe the first placement. And a lot of double commits right now. I think communication is definitely not needed at this point. You can just go for any play and you wish for the best. And Scream with a very interesting flip reset that nearly went in. 3 dots, he's giving there to get the save, and Mizzy trying to get some kind of follow-up, but nothing much can happen. And again, it's gonna go back and forth. 3 dots. Trying to have a mechanical play doesn't really happen again. So 3 goals lead. They're saying the same for Z Esports. Again, we get to see a lot of double commits. So I think both teams are just kind of thinking the same way. Like, let the timer hit 0. It's already over. But for Z Esports, I think they can still gonna go for like maybe for more clips or maybe more freestyling plays. And especially Scream, I think he's definitely the hungriest guy in the field right now. He has been going for plenty of mechanical plays from the start. I think maybe Passy didn't really have his turns when it comes to those mechanical plays. Like, yes, Kadush had something similar at least, but in general, like, Passy didn't really have his turn a lot. Maybe he has been helping with a rotation more and allowing Scream to have the ball a bit more. And again, those double commits. Now it's just 1 minute left, and surprisingly, Spricer, they're able to position themselves very well when it comes to not really allowing any of those mechanical plays. We get to see a double commit or maybe a double save. That's how you can call it from Spricer Esports. And again, we're seeing Scream going for plenty of attempts, trying to get more air dribbles, but we haven't really seen a mechanical play in a while. It's gonna be less than a minute, and Scream, we really hope it's gonna be having a lot of boost this time. It's gonna be a normal shot on net. Mizzy sending this one to the corner. Mizzy taking over, sending this one high, and they're gonna have an open net goal here, and it has to be Mizzy. And that's a really good counter, but like when the team feels extremely confident, and eventually they're definitely gonna concede a goal like that. But considering how many seconds left on the clock, and the position of Z Esports in the series, like they don't really have to be concerned about anything, and it's still a win for them, I guess. And yeah, it's extremely difficult to keep going, especially if you're like the team that is losing right now. And okay, it has to be an on goal here. That was nearly the perfect passing play, but it has to be with the assist of 3 dots here in the last 13 seconds. Considering how many players were like already pre-jumping from Z Esports. And the final 10 seconds, Scream could be still looking for more, and 3 dots, sending this one high, but probably still alive. Can Scream keep it up? But not really, as we get to see Z Esports sweeping Spricer 3-0 in the series. Like, no matter how many times, like, yeah, the first one was like, it was played with Mato, and then like later on it was somebody else to sub in. It was still a loss for Spricer. I think they really struggle to find something to click together, especially defensive wise, and that allowed Z Esports to go for a lot of solo plays. And uh, you know, when a team go for like a lot of solo plays and they're able to score against you, it's gonna be extremely difficult to take them down because they always gonna have somebody in the right position in the defense ready to get a clear. And I believe it was Bassi because I mean, yeah, he got like 3 goals in this game, but like he did maybe have something too mechanical in the series, and like yeah, he definitely helped out a lot in the rotation. But GG's and well played, and I believe that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch at Liga Raketa, and also join our Discord to keep in touch with the community and the fan base. And also, we're gonna have day number 2 tomorrow. And once again, that was sponsored by Phoenix Blue and Challenger Mode. I have been Rydro. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SERLC Season 5. This is week number 6, day number 2, presented by Phoenix Blue and Challenger Mode. I'm going to be your host and caster, Rydro, and we're going to start off with a very interesting series, and it's going to be Bright Esports versus Only the Family. And what I heard about Only the Family and Bread Esports is that Only the Family they beat them in the qualifiers. So right now they're gonna have a rematch, but it's gonna be here in the league play, so it's gonna be very interesting. And for Only the Family, I'm kind of concerned about them. To be fair, uh, last time they played against Spricer, and yeah, despite like Spricer, they looked really good defensively. But when you look at a team that placed the second last season and a team that is just looking too strong, they lost a game against him. It was in overtime, and they also had a couple of one-goal games in the series. Yeah, Bright Esports they managed to win against Spricer, but they managed to lose a game against him, and that's why I'm kind of concerned about how the series is gonna go because I have no idea if the bread is still hot and looking fresh, or maybe something gonna happen and only the family gonna dominate. Because last time, only the family they had something very similar, like just like all the time, just go for demos and spam the shots on the backboard, and that's how it works for them. So they got a very unique playstyle, while Bread Esports they kind of struggle with consistency, especially in this season, which is very interesting. Last season they looked extremely strong, and in this season they're kind of looking not the same anymore. They're still winning, they're still in top 4, but it's just not the same exact performance that we should have been expecting coming from such a strong team. Um, Again, only the family. I think they're going to be fighting their way to, you know, have some kind of peak performance to secure the top 4 placement because this is gonna be the like after this they're gonna be playing their last series, which is gonna be against Renegades later on, which is gonna be next week. So they're gonna be having their last 2 games. So it has to be right now. Only the family they can't really let this series go. They need to have. Not sure if we're gonna see the same result today, or it's gonna be Bright Esports. Maybe they had some kind of bad Rocket League day that time, and right now it has to be their time to get their rematch and also beat Only the family. You guys could also have your voting in the chat. Maybe right now you could try and predict who do you think gonna be winning. Is it gonna be Bright Esports or Only the family? And the only way to find out is to start the series, and I believe it's gonna be very, very soon. And here we go, we're finally starting the first series. Bright Esports versus Only the family. Just almost starting really hot. And right with a shot, and they actually do start really, really hot here. In 5 seconds only, they get a goal right away, and that was so quick and just punishing them. After that, just a little bit of chaos coming in right after the kickoff. It seems like they couldn't really get right there, right in time, but for Bright Esports, like yeah, like just conceding a goal from the start, that's still not end of the world, especially from the series that we have seen yesterday, which was Renegades versus Titans, and Dread getting demolished this time. Now Dejan with a shot on net. Okay, bouncing off the crossbar. That could have also went in, so the positioning really need to be tightened up, otherwise Brett might be struggling here, because only the family, they're like one of the teams that could be very, very aggressive, and they're actually the team that is getting demolished this time. Dejan with an open net goal here, with 2-0 already for only the family. And honestly, I'm not very sure what is going on right now for the defense of Red Esports. It seems like every time only the family get to score, it seems like there is nobody in the goal line ready to defend, or just there is a player but kind of racing toward the ball and you know, seeing that slight mispositioning and just trying to fix that mistake. But it's always going to be resulting in a goal for only the family. Now Dread, the simple shot, Mario getting this one off, Acrotic. Now just with a lot of space here, and that was very close to the end, but Mario getting a solid read to keep it away for now. And a lot of whiffs are coming. Acrotic with a shot here, and having one step closer toward the comeback after maybe a lot of struggles here in the start, but again, they're just slowly having more control in the defense, and also that helped them to get their counter going. You can already see that Bright, they're just not really clearing the ball at any space. They're always having the ball in a place where there's going to be a player to follow it up. And a double commit, but still going to be resulting in another goal. And Acrotic with a clutch 2 goals in a row. And it's like that start never really happened for only the family. And, you know, from what I've seen in the first series of yesterday's stream, you know, we also had a lot of goals coming in very quickly. So, again, in 3v3, you don't really expect high-scoring games, but it seems like we're gonna follow the same kind of script today, where we're always gonna start with a really high-scoring game. It's already 4 goals coming in total. But only the family. It seems like their offense kind of slowed down here. Not really seeing them spamming the ball against Bright Blackwell, for example. Just getting the touch at, of the corner. It's gonna be sent to the middle. Now Habiti Hoy. Not a lot of boost, but still trying to apply the pressure, and also getting the bump against Dread. Kinda created the space, but fortunately that ended up being a waste of a chance. Habiti Hoy with a shot. It's gonna be bouncing off the wall. Mario with a follow-up again. It's gonna be off the post. Now Mario, not a lot of boost, but still he's able to keep the ball there. And now just finally breaking through. Flicks it high. There is nobody to follow it up besides the boys in blue. And Mario giving it away from danger, and a lot of 50s, a lot of challenges being thrown at. It's both teams trying to gain some control and preventing others from having the ball. And again, we get to see a lot of demos happening left and right. Habiti Hoy getting beat on that challenge. Now Acrotic gaining control with a solo play here. Could he get the bump and an on goal here happening? Acrotic with a 3 goals coming in, and you know, every goal it seems like it was solo goal, but okay, that's angle, that's read. It's almost like he know what's exactly gonna happen after that clear. Like he was having the back of the car like on the wall, and that was perfection. That's no way that happened right there. And the lead is completely stolen away from only the family. Acrotic with clutch plays coming in, especially in the offense, and again cleaning up their defense just a little. Still having some kind of double commits every now and then, but still holding very strongly regardless of those issues. They don't really seem to be that much of a major problem for them at the moment, especially since they got 3 goals right now and having the lead. Now they just need to clear the ball away because the pressure seems to be building up against them. Just coming here up the wall, drops it down. Dejan with a shot, it's not gonna be there, but Dread trying to help out upfield, and again it's gonna be bouncing right into the middle. Dread trying to have something done, but Again, we're seeing those chances thrown um, Bread Esports, but nothing much of a threat so far. Dread sends it high. Acrotic playing it very slowly here, trying to gain some control. Mario. Now it's gonna be Dread of the corner. Last 30 seconds. We're seeing a lot of chances from OnlyTheFamily, but an actual shot on net, we haven't really seen it yet. So we're seeing those chances, we're seeing the pressure, but when are they gonna break through and when they're gonna start something and have the game to be tied up? Because Bright Esports, they're like no longer giving a lot of space. They're very well positioned, and Acrotic, this time he's coming with another shot, and Hobbitoy saves it, but or maybe it's gonna be a calculated team play, but never mind, it's gonna be denied. Hobbitoy is still keeping the ball alive, and he gets a shot, and you know how everything just seems to be connected together. Maybe that was like a calculated, delayed team play coming in from Bread Esports, but that was an insane comeback happening here in the first game, and also getting that 0-second goal just to assert their dominance even more. It shows them that, yeah, we had maybe a little bit of mistakes earlier, but later on they show them who's the boss here, and they got like so many offensive plays going. Acrotech 3 goals here, helping out a lot when it comes to getting the comeback, and also Hoppity Hoy coming in later on with that 0-second goal. Only the family again, they had good plays. They started really fast, but later on, as time kept on ticking, it's like we haven't really seen anything else, and they kind of struggle to um, have better defense because we have seen a lot of solo goals, and you know they could have been prevented if there was actually somebody defending in the goal line. But um, right now it's gonna be a different game, or maybe not. We're still seeing those demos, so I think that's something we always gonna see. Now Dread trying to get a pinch, and Hoppity High gets it to the other side. It's gonna be just again having the ball really high, but not a lot of boost. He still gets a small touch with that pre-flip. And Hoppity High, maybe a bit of a center ball, nothing too fancy, but Dread, the cleanest touch. Acrotic, just keep it right in the midfield to delay any kind of counterplay that could be coming from OnlyTheFamily. Dejon off to the other side. Mario beating the defender, but there was another one, which was Dread, keeping the ball away and keep it out of danger. And a lot of booming clears happening, a lot of demos, a lot of pressuring plays. Just with a solid flick here, 0 boost or like maybe 10 boost only, but he still managed to get the job done, and we're seeing a lot of solo plays coming from both sides. Like, yeah, you guys got Acrotech, well, OnlyTheFamily got Just, and here it goes with a flick, and they have another game where they start off with a lead. Really good passing play coming in, and that's going to be extending the lead. Dejon and Just seeing each other's, and that was really smooth. Nothing too fancy, but it's just the speed and how effective that play was. And they have 2-0 here in the board, but we have seen 2-0 earlier. So, you know, that doesn't really seem to be enough to keep up with the lead, because we have seen Bright Esports bouncing back and making the comeback too. So, can't really call it a game yet, especially with 3 minutes and a half remaining. Critic with a solo play again. We're seeing a lot of solo plays, but this time it's gonna be denied really quickly. Dread sending this one high. It's gonna be dropping right into the middle. And Hoppity High booming this one high. Mario off the backboard and just clearing this one away, and the net is just kind of open, and Dejon with a shot on net, hitting everybody else, and I believe that car which got demolished, which was like the last hope, and it was maybe Hoppity High. Yeah, even though he didn't really get that much of speed, but still showing that they're still having the momentum. Maybe they kinda lost the lead earlier, but they're still able to strike back at them, and it's already showing that it's anybody's game at this point. Hoppity Hoy sending it high, getting the read of the ceiling too, and also getting the double acrobatic with a bump, and it's gonna be just getting the save. Hoppity Hoy with another shot, but again Dejon with a save, and they still keeping Bread Esports scoreless. Dejon with a maybe a little bit of pressuring plays, and only the family, the way they are positioning themselves, it seems like they're always able to get a follow-up, no matter what kind of challenges it's gonna be. And that's gonna require a lot of work for Red Esports to break through, because they're forcing them to go for so many challenges, and it's kind of getting like they're not even giving them a lot of space to work with. They're just always um, it's almost like the blue side is also their own field. They're just controlling it so far. And Dejon, could he get that second touch? Or maybe it's gonna be Dread helping his teammate there, and 4-0 already for them. And it's almost like the momentum going forward and not even letting go at all. It's not even fading away. They're still having great offensive pressure, and only the family bouncing back maybe after the first game. We've still got 2 minutes, and I wonder if only the family is still gonna continue on with that, because being down by 4, like, okay, we have seen comebacks by 2 goals before, and to be specifically in this series, it was like, yeah, it was down by 2 goals and they managed to have the lead. But right now it's like 4 goals and not a lot of time remaining, so it kind of adds more to the pressure that they have to deal with. Like, there's nothing much uh, that they could do, and Fred going for an insane read, but it's not going to be that much again. Hoppity Hoy with a solo play. Dejon just sitting there waiting to get the clear. He's able to beat the challenger, but a short 1v1 play, Acrotek, has been dominating those 1v1 plays recently. Hoppity Hoy getting the demo, creating the space. Acrotek, could he finish it off? It's getting cleared by Dejon again, getting so many saves in this game, helping out in the defense quite a lot. Hoppity Hoy with a shot. It's gonna be off the crossbar, and it's gonna be pinched right back. But again, just with a follow, it's gonna be bouncing really high, and there's no way of making a comeback out of this one. Um, the demos are just still happening, and this one gonna go in a really awkward way. It's gonna be bouncing right in front of them. It's not too fast, but it just that aiming in that, it's really caught them off guard, and already 5-0. You know, yeah, maybe the first game seems like it was possible for them to make the comeback, because getting to concede like 2 goals from the start, that's still nothing. Like, yeah, if your opponents scored 2 goals very quickly, you could also do the same thing, especially with how much time remaining in the clock. But it's in this game, only the family, they managed to get plenty of goals, and they also had like um, maybe a really dominant plays. They're still going for plenty of demos and not really letting go, forcing Bread to be staying in the defense for quite some time, and just couldn't really find the pre-flip in the air, but still responding back very well at Bread Esports after the first game. And the only difference when it comes to how they got the lead in this game compared to the previous one, uh, like in this game, it seems like it was happening in the middle of the game, so that doesn't that shows these kind of goals were happening. It's because those kind of plays were decent. Like, we have seen those kind of passing play. It wasn't really just them capitalizing on the mistakes. It was them putting a lot of effort when it comes to breaking the defense down and get the goals going. And once they got like 2 or like 3, they kind of like figured out what exactly they needed to do, which is more demos, of course, and maybe more passing plays. Maybe that's all what they need. And 5-0, that's a really dominant game from OnlyTheFamily. Like, the first one, it was like 4-2, or maybe if you don't want to count that 0-second goal because the game was already over, it was like 3-2. So it was like kind of 1 goal game or like 2 goals game. But this one is like, it's maybe a little bit too much. 5-0 to also respond back against their opponent. So that's like a good sign for OnlyTheFamily, especially if you're also cheering for OnlyTheFamily. Maybe like yeah, they kinda threw the first game, but right now they're playing even more seriously. And I think Red Esports also need to be playing a bit more seriously because those solo goals we have seen in the first game, they kinda didn't really show in the second game. Can't really always rely on solo goals and solo plays because uh, last series I believe last time I think Titan they had a lot of solo plays too, but okay, that's very awkward play here coming in, but still not gonna be going in. Um, just clearing this one away. Acrotech taking it to roll. But yeah, only the family at least they're going maybe for solo plays and also demos. So that's something you always want to have. It's just more tools that you could use, and it's gonna be an open net. Yeah, open net goals that still could count as a tool. And again, we get to see like the third game in a row where only the family they're gonna be signing off, and I think that's always a good thing to have. Like you scoring first in every game you play in, it shows that if you could score first, like yeah, you could also win this game. So you already started with a goal, and right now you just need to maintain it. You need to maintain the pressure besides the lead, and maybe wait until the timer hits zero. And those double commits are kind of happening here again from Red Esports and Hobby Hoy, sending this to the backboard, but just can't really get anything done. The ball is still there in the orange side. Acrotic now with another solo play. Goes for 1v1, but not a lot to boost. Hobby Hoy, not the cleanest touch. Dejon with a shot and also punishing the defense of Red Esports, and the lead gets extended yet again for only the family. It's just that delay coming in from just in the corner, forcing Hobby Hoy to panic and pre-jump, trying to win that 50. It really created that perfect play coming in for only the family, and the follow-up later on. That was exactly what they needed, and Mario breaking the silence for the team, and 2-1 on the board for them. Acrotic sending it. Okay, that's a really nice play, but where was the defense of only the family? It seemed like the same kind of mistake that we have seen in the first game. Absolutely nobody's sitting there in the goal line or just maybe ready to defend, but that's still a goal for them, and only the family striking back at them and having the 2 goals lead back. So it's kind of going on back and forth here, but only the family seems like maybe they have more momentum in this game so far. Acrotic losing the 50 John. Good attempt, but again it's gonna be Acrotic delaying his play this time. Off to the corner. Just right to the middle. Flicks it high. Now Hopti high. Nothing much been going on besides some long plays coming in from both sides. And whenever it just reaches near the backboard or maybe even near the wall, it just gets boomed all the way back, and the process just keeps on being repeated. And for only the family, I don't think they need to do that much at this point. You know, they're doing real well at okay, maybe not that well, and Mario coming in, just coming in with a solid placement on the shot, and one step closer again. Hoppity Hoy, solid play here. Like those passes are nothing too crazy, but they're like perfectly positioned where they could get these kind of follow-ups. And you know, we have seen one like maybe off the corner and like also off the ceiling. And right now it's gonna be normally placed on backward. Okay, Daejon couldn't really find that Doomsy. And you know, that could have been the goal to have the 2 goals lead back for them. Just. It's gonna be Hobbity Hoy. I've been saying his name a lot in this game, to be fair. Seems like to be covering so many spots in the field so far. Acrotech, dropping it low, just really good denial, and also a defensive demo from only the family to relieve the pressure. They really need to be careful. Acrotech sends it high, Hoppity high, forcing a 50 in the air. Dijon. Again, just throwing so many 50s at them. And for only the family, I think defensive demos would be needed more than ever right now, and just really good save of the sides because it's no longer 2 goals lead for them, and the pressure is kind of coming at only the family as well. So it's kind of like the same process coming from Red Esports in the first game, where eventually they managed to wake up in the last few minutes of the game. Really good shots coming from Dread, but nothing much has been going on. And again, Dejon, we're not even gonna see a 50, just now taking over, getting the ball across, and even if that's what wasn't really on net, it's still gonna be wasting time, and I think that's all what they're trying to do right now, just keep the ball away until the timer hits 0, because the pressure is just slowly building up and it's getting better and better for Bright Esports right now. Just solo play here, realizing that there's nobody challenging. Could play it as low as possible. 0 boost, that means a 50 could be coming, but Happy Hoi taking his time. Dread going for that 50. Now Happy Hoi with a shot that's nearly on net. It's still bouncing all the way out. And Happy Hoi securing the corner boost. And Dread right now could just kill the ball, and that was dangerously right in front of the box for only the family, but they still managed to get the win. Maybe it's not that much of a dominant win for only the family like it was in the previous game, but they still managed to control it very well. It was like, yeah, every time it just kind of looks like it's about to be out of control for them. They still managed to do very well. That still like cost them a goal every now and then, but they still managed to hold at least into that 1 goal lead until the timer hits 0 for only the family. So it's quite of a shaky win here for sure, but like they're doing very well so far, and also Bright Esports, like I know, like those double commits are like still happening a lot, and also the demos are just relentless at this point. Only the family overwhelming the defense of Bright Esports by not just keeping the ball in their own side, but also for chasing their cars all the time. And we get to see Bright Esports doing the same strategy to every team out there. It's part of their playstyle, and they need to do something to counter that because in the first game, we have seen Bright Esports demoing and bumping them back, and it really worked out, and it really got them their comeback later on. But it's like those demos again. We haven't really seen that much of them from Bright Esports. It's almost like they have been even more defending than usual, like nearly all the time. And we get to start the third game, but I think we're gonna have some issues going on. I think we have a player to be missing. I'm not sure how this one's gonna be played out. And it looks like we're having some kind of technical issues with a player here, so uh, maybe you're gonna go for a small break until the player shows up again. So I don't think it's gonna be very, very long. It's just gonna be some player restarting his PC for sure. So I think we're gonna go in a bit of back screen, and we're definitely gonna see the guys there as we get to continue on the third game of this series. We have Bright Esports versus Only the Family, and it seems like one of the players went missing in the fourth game, I believe, for and it was Acritic. So we're gonna have Aliens to be subbing in and replacing him. So it's gonna be a very interesting, different dynamic here coming in because, um, you know, Aliens, like he need to maybe get some kind of a taste of how only the family they are playing like, because he's gonna be continuing on where they left on. So it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see how that's gonna be affecting the team. Like, is it gonna be better, or maybe they still gonna have some kind of issues because they kind of had like their moments in the first game, and like later on they just like didn't really show up that much. So the only way to find out is to start the game right now, and it goes just with a shot right from the start. Dejon with a solo play, but It's gonna be cleared away. Dread sending it high. Aliens with a soft touch. Hoppity high. Just trying to control it here in the defense. Sends it a little bit too high, but doesn't really go anywhere else. It's still staying the orange side. Now Dread booms it really high. Hoppity high, solid read to keep it away from going inside the net. Dejon in the air. Now it's gonna be Dread with a shot on net. Again, Hoppity high getting those touches in the air. Prevented the team from having any kind of goal to begin with. Hoppity high again showing up in the defensive play. I believe that's like already 3 saves in 1 minute only. Aliens with a long clear and also a shot. It's gonna be denied. Now Mario off the corner. Okay, bouncing really high, but it's gonna be Aliens again trying to find Mario, trying to get their passing plays going. Dejon with a denial, and I think this is so far the longest that we have went through without having somebody to score. So this is kind of getting closer than expected, and this could be it. Mario, interesting clear, but the ball is still here, and Dread. This shot's gonna be denied again by Hoppity Hoy. Now just following the same process, and finally Dread breaking the silence, and they finally get their goal after a lot of work here. Working upfield, a lot of attempts, a lot of shots, and they finally get their space, and Dread was coming in with a punishment, and 1 goal lead goes to OnlyTheFamily, and Dejon interesting kickoff to start it really quickly, but no follow-up whatsoever. Hoppity Hoy sends it high, again trying to delay any kind of play to be coming in from OnlyTheFamily. Hoppity Hoy forcing a good 50. Aliens couldn't find any touch. Mario to Aliens, and Aliens to Hoppity Hoy. Just keeping it away. Mario off the ceiling. Hoppity Hoy. Here he goes. Dread. Now it has to be Aliens again. Lots of 50s are happening right now, so there's like nothing much of control. Just going for a lot of challenges, go for a lot of booming shots until you can have a perfect chance for you to make a play out of it. So that kind of gonna stop stop these kind of team plays to be happening. Another save coming in from Hoppity Hoy. Like, for how long they're gonna be surviving that continuing pressure coming from OnlyTheFamily. Those shots are just not going anywhere. They're happening over and over again, and just incredible placement, but that doesn't really go in. And a lot of whiffs, but Dread trying to gain control, or maybe leaves it to Just, and this could be very dangerous. But Hoppity Hoy again with another save. Dread off the corner. Hoppity Hoy with a clear, and Just with an on goal, and nobody's home to fix that up, and that's gonna cost him a goal right away. And you know, maybe after a long minutes of defense coming in from Hoppity Hoy, maybe this is like the way he needs to get his goals going. But they get their equalizer right now, and who knows, maybe Bright Esports, they're like trying to focus more in these defensive plays, and then like later on they could try to have a counter to begin with. Dejon with a really good flick. It gets across, and Just putting the lead back for OnlyTheFamily with 1 minute and a half. That flick was just too good, and Dread also coming out of the net. That looked extremely close for Dread to maybe come up with an accidental save, but again, they're just getting involved here in that pressure, and Dread and Dejon with a pre-jump coming in, already trying to, maybe they're having that celebration a little bit too early. Dejon, his shot's gonna be blocked. Now 1 goal away and only 1 minute, so they need to get something done because it has always been defense coming in from Bread. We barely get to see any kind of offense, and even that goal, it just was coming in from an on goal, so it was like a mistake coming from only the family. Aliens with a clean shot, and Hoppy Hoy with a redirect, and we're gonna have a tied up game. 143 kilometers. That had so much speed. Like how close the ball was in front of the net, and there was no way you could save that one. And 50 seconds left only. They managed to keep themselves alive, and you never know. Maybe this is gonna be another comeback to be happening from Red Esports. Now Dread with a shot on net, and Mario coming in with an epic save. And Aliens sends it far. Dejon to the backboard. Hoppity Hoy. Now Just kind of looking awkward here. Hoppity Hoy with a shot on net, and there you go with a comeback from Bright Esports. They get to capitalize on the defense of OnlyTheFamily. Mario beating that defender, and also the second defender, which was Just, and Hoppity Hoy perfectly placed for any kind of mistake to happen, so he could just go ahead and have an easy touch to get the ball on net. And now 20 seconds left. Can OnlyTheFamily have an equalizer and maybe get their momentum back? Mario with a long shot. It's not going to be on target, but Dejon definitely has to work on that one. Now Just. It's still alive, so it still might be possible. Dejon with a shot. It's going to be off the backboard. And it's still alive. Dejon sends it again to the backboard. And kind of the trick is becoming very old for Hoppity Hoy. Always on the backboard, always defending. But the ball is still floating. And it's going to be dropping down. Bright Esports, they get the second comeback here in this series. And we're going to go to game 5. And that is an incredible performance coming in from Bright Esports. Like, yeah, they're still having their struggles. I have no idea how they're able to keep up with all of that. But it seems like in the end, no matter what happens, they're still able to find their ways to keep going. And you know, that's a very good thing to have, like the ability to stay motivated even when you're like kind of losing or something like that. They just have the drive to keep going. And now I think they just need to finish what they started. It's gonna be game 5. There's not gonna be any kind of any of those chances to waste. So it has to be right now. And Brett, yeah, they were able to get their comebacks, but they can't risk and rely on making another comeback, because every single time it's only the family scoring first. We need to see Bread Esports to be the first to score and also maintain the momentum. So it's gonna be a whole. It, and we also heard that Aquatic is back, so he's gonna be replacing Aliens. So that was a very interesting shift in dynamics here from Bread Esports. So it's like, yeah, they could still win with Acrotic playing, and they could also win with Aliens playing, so it doesn't really matter. And I think as long as you have the consistency in the defense, especially when you have Hoppity Hoy being an absolute brick wall, can't really get rid of him that easily. Dejon, the corner, and another solo play, and again, just Hoppity Hoy. Every single time he's just sitting there in the defense waiting, and we get to see it happen as soon as I mentioned it. Just again off the corner, drops it low. Mario taking control, but it's not gonna be there for too long. Now Acrotic, are we gonna see those solo plays again? Hoppity High with a wide shot here, and Acrotic to secure it. And as I was talking, Bright Esports, they can't really risk on relying on another comeback, and they actually get to score first, and they finally capitalize. Like they get to have another mistake where it happens from OnlyTheFamily, and they get to capitalize on it. And 1-goal lead goes to Bright Esports. Hoppity Hoy back to Mario, couldn't really find the touch, so it was just a little bit in front of him. And Hoppity Hoy with a soft tap. It's gonna be denied. Acrotic sending it right to the orange side. Dread with a solo play, bounce it high, and it's gonna be denied really quickly before it even reaches any dangerous spot for Red Esports to deal with. Acrotic, again, another shot coming in. Just booms it high. Acrotic, again. This time is gonna be beat, and Hoppity Hoy we're kind of not seeing a lot of demos happening from OnlyTheFamily, and I think the player that they really need to demo to have any goals going, which is Happy Hoy. But I think with his movement, he's like always moving, always covering really important spots. It just kind of makes him a little bit too difficult to bump or maybe even demo. But I think at the same time, you don't really want to underestimate Dread when he chases those demos. But I'm not really sure if we're going to see those demos because, again, it's game 5, so it's quite risky to go for that. And just denying the shot. And Hobbity Hoy sending it right back in the orange box. And 2 goals lead. Go for Bread Esports. That was phenomenal start for them. And they're still continuing on, finding each other's. It's kind of like they're having that perfect performance. Like it's going on and it's looking very smooth and consistent, which is something that they really lacked of um, in the start, especially the first game and like not even the first game only. I think it's has been like that the entire series. But right now it has to be their game, and they're already on the way of doing that. But for OnlyTheFamily, they need to find a way to bounce back because they can't really let this one go out of control because they nearly had it. They had a really dominant side. Every now and then they were able to score first. So right now it kind of shows like the game is going to be a little bit too different. But again, another double commit, but nothing too crazy. And Dread of the ceiling, it's going to be Mario trying to get something done to maybe even get it out of the blue health. Dread again getting a lot of demos. This time Hoppity Hoy isn't in the defensive line, but Mario with a 50 in the midfield to help Hoppity Hoy to get in the defensive rotation. So those challenges are just not really pointless, and we get to see another goal coming in, 3-0 for Bread Esports, and that 50 was like coming from Hoppity Hoy and Acrotic with how fast he read that. And okay, it was like an attempt to clear it because everything seems to be was like happening very, very quickly. And you know, that was like maybe another on goal, but it still looked very, very close. And really good placement coming in from Dejon to send it right back to 2 goals game. And you know, it's still very, very possible for OnlyTheFamily. I think all what they need is just quick offensive plays, like just like try to overwhelm the defense of Bread Esports. And I think when they actually do that against any team, it seems like they're unstoppable. There's like nothing could be saving the team that goes under the pressure of OnlyTheFamily. And Red with a shot on net, it's gonna be bouncing, and the John shot, even that's not gonna go in. As that could have been that quick goal to brings the hopes alive for OnlyTheFamily, but there's still enough time remaining for them. Now just, or maybe Dijon not really finding any kind of touch in the air, just trying to force a 50. Now Akrata gaining control, it doesn't really have to do that much. Mario didn't find the touch, but that's still gonna be fine. Akratic sending it in a really dangerous spot, and a whiff coming in from Hoppity Hoy, and counter gonna be denied. Mario with a follow-up, and that's gonna be the final nail in the coffin for Bread Esports. And you know, they're just absolutely crushing them right now, forcing them to be racing in the defense, forcing them to do almost like everything, and that always seems to be falling short and not really enough. But yeah, like 50 seconds, but what could be done? We haven't really seen any crazy comeback before, like in 50 seconds. It's possible. There's like a big opening here, but it's gonna be denied again. Acrotek off the backboard, and Hoppity Hoy trying to get the read, but it's gonna be too wide. And just sending it to the midfield. Not a lot of boost, can't really continue on that play, and time is ticking. Now Hoppity Hoy sending it right back. They're still looking for more goals. We have seen Bright Esports, even if they're winning, they're like always hungry for more goals. And also like possibly getting another 0-second goal here. Dejon with a solo play, or maybe it's gonna be a double tap, but it's gonna be cleared away as that's gonna be it for the series. Great Esports, they take it here in Game 5, and they're still able to bounce back. And this time, it just went exactly how I was like thinking of. Like Great Esports scoring first, they actually get to score first. They managed to have the momentum in the end, and they managed to dominate OnlyTheFamily. It seems like those demos, like everything else, didn't really seem to be enough in the final game. Um, Incredible performance. I mean, honestly, coming in from both teams, I think both of them did very, very well. But in the end, it just had to be Fred Esports being the better team, and also the start made a lot of difference. GG's and well played for both of them. And we get to go in a small break as we prepare the second series, which is going to be Renegades versus Quantum Deos. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys very soon. Renegades versus Quantum Deos, but we got a cool addition to the stream. We have Alpine to be casting with me.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we kind of didn't really have enough time to get our predictions here, but what do you think about the series?
So far, nothing, but I think Renegades takes this one just on purely shooting blanks. That's it. Renegades looks like the better team on paper, much better team actually, I might say. But actually, Quantum Deos has also put up pressure in the first game, and they might get a lead here as Terra gets the save. It's definitely going to be a one-sided series, or maybe not. We're going to see.
Yeah, it really depends on how Hooded is gonna be playing. Like to be fair, like if he's gonna be tryharding, like maybe we're gonna see it like a one-sided series. But if he's like gonna be playing like how he always does, so I like just okay, that's a very interesting play here coming from Hoodie. Reading that very well, and we finally get to see the first goal. And you know, I was expecting the first goal coming from Renegades to be something too fancy, or like maybe some kind of passing play, and that is clip worthy. But it was just a normal goal, but that's still a goal for them.
Yeah, Hoodie just catches Daniel off guard, and they get the lead. But so far, Renegades haven't showed anything much better than Quantum Deus. They're just looking more solid in attack, and that's the reason they scored the goal. But so far, Quantum Deus also had something to show. They already have free shots, which is more than what Renegades have, and Quantum Deus so far definitely in this. But Renegades still looking like the favorites.
Yeah, like especially with the addition of Crow to the roster, like it's really added more life to the in the team, and like yeah, they're definitely looking better than how they did before. Like especially in one of the series, I believe it was like maybe against OnlyTheFamily or like maybe, um, yeah, I think it was against OnlyTheFamily, and they had like really good offense. Like yeah, even though they got swept, they still looked somewhat decent. Like they still had an improvement. And as we were like casting that series, we kind of were wishing for we really wish we have seen that kind of change a lot earlier in the season, because that could have made a big difference when it comes to the placement and the spot that they can be at right now in the league play.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see the resistance we wanted to see from them, but so far, maybe now is the time. Quantum Deus pushing up, and Forrest gets a pass to Crow. Crow hits the post. Loco
Oh.
actually with an own goal, and this is what we were talking about. We finally see Quantum Deus stepping up, and a brilliant passing play. A bit unlucky for Renegades with the own goal,
Oh
but
man, like
still.
how many on goals have we seen today? I think we have seen like maybe three, maybe five of them so far. Like I think like today's stream, like it definitely had one of the most on goals. So it's
Yeah.
one of those special streams, and it's quite a unique thing to see. But like you also get to see Hoodit spamming nice shot and what a save. So that still means the Renegades, they're still having fun and just having a good laugh. But the ball is gonna go in and nobody's home, and just like that, Quantum Dios they're gonna be having the lead.
Renegades maybe having a bit too much fun or a bit too much freedom, as Forrest actually booms the ball from his corner, and the Loco and the Terra both in the same position. Really awkward for them. Nothing they can do about it, and they can just see the ball roll in. And Quantum Deus showing the resistance we wanted them to show, and actually might win the first game, but there's still a minute 40 left. It's too early to say anything. As Hoodied passes the ball, Terra with a shot off the crossbar and out. Oh my
Oh,
god, what a save by Forest. This is tragedy for Renegades, but an epic save by Forest.
what a save from Forrest. The pre-jump, like coming in from a very awkward spot. He was reading that so well and getting the block, keeping the lead for the team. And, you know, they could just resist right now, just like what he said, and they could keep on defending, and eventually they're going to be walking away with a win. And I think even if they just at least get one win here in this series, I think that win going to mean a lot, especially against such a high tier team. That would be incredible. And wow, Terrain, okay, that's not in, but Udit finishing the job, and we get to see a tied up game.
And as you say it, Terra with a brilliant redirect unfortunately hits the post, but Hoodie is there just to put it away. And Renegades maybe starting to get to the end of this now, starting to get themselves into play. But still, Quantum Deos with a fair chance at winning this first game.
Yeah,
As
it's so
Daniel
neutral.
actually, that was really unlucky. Daniel bumped Crow off the ball.
Yeah, it's still neutral. Or maybe not anymore. Loco getting the read and like from Terim, that was like a little bit too messy. But it seems like Renegades, they're able to get the reads going. Like first we have seen that bounce off the post, and Hoodie was in the right spot to get that finisher. And right now we also get to see the ball kind of bouncing and like going ping pong mode, and they still managed to get that finish. And they have the lead in the last 30 seconds. Can Quantum Dios manage to break the defense and have something done here?
Quantum Deos is gonna have to step up the aggression, that's for sure. And Loco actually beating Forest to the ball as Crow gets a save in the corner. These are last seconds, last chances for Quantum Deus as Hoodied is in attack, almost gets a brilliant dunk. Daniel with the save. Can they keep this up? Can they score? Forest actually takes the ball from Daniel. Hoodied. Loco gets the clear, and I think this is it. No more chances for Quantum Deus. Renegades takes the first game.
It's like Renegades left almost no chances in this game. Like, yeah, first it was like an own goal, and then like it was an open net goal. But most of these goals were kind of like coming from mistakes of Renegades. Like maybe they're feeling too comfortable and just like messing around and trying to have fun. And like like when these kind of goals like happen, all what the team had to do is like just tighten up the defense just a little and continue on doing the same kind of thing. And that's a like close game on paper, like 3-2. But Quantum Dios, again, just like I was saying, they're having some decent shots every now and then. But that still didn't really seem to be enough, as they need to get something done offensively and like maybe have something from their own effort. Otherwise, they gave be struggling a lot here against Renegades because again, the Renegades they seem to be just having fun while doing this.
Yeah, Renegades looking like the much better team, even though the game was only a one-goal game. Like Renegades had more shots with a 9 compared to 5, which is a big difference, especially in a free game. And we're gonna see if Quantum Deus can still keep the resistance, but I feel like they weren't aggressive enough in the first game. Renegades just capitalizing off the mistakes, scoring basically every chance they had, with every 100% chance they had, like scoring what they should have, and that's what works for them. And Quantum Deus actually still kind of giving the resistance that we wanted from them, that we wanted to see from them. And although the own goal by Loco was unlucky, I think the play by Quantum Deus was really good.
Yeah, I mean it was still a good play after all. Like yeah, like not to give them like the credits for these goals. Like it's still a goal, and but like we need to get something like like maybe some kind of passing plays or maybe some kind of like good pressure coming from Quantum Dios, like something to surprise us. I mean they're actually surprising us lately with the kind of offensive plays lately, but right now it seems like it's not there at all, and it's really showed because they're kind of looking like a whole different team than how they did last time. Like last time, I have seen a lot of great offensive plays and really good pressure to be coming from them. But unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to recreate the lobby to make sure that everybody gonna have a smooth experience while playing the series.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate. Yeah, Terra, we had some technical issues. Terra wasn't able to join, uh, and now we're gonna be restarting the series, or actually the second game rather. And so far, Quantum Deus showing, as I said earlier, showing the resistance we wanted to see from them. But Renegade still looking like the favorites. As we're headed into the second game, hopefully this time no technical difficulties, and we can have a smooth experience.
Yeah, hopefully we're not gonna see an early join here because we barely get to see it happening here. But when it happens, it usually ends up with the game starting anyway. Um,
Yeah,
like for quantum deals, like yeah, it's a very unique story here. Like they made it like from the second chance in the qualifiers, so they definitely went through a lot to make it here, and they are kind of fighting to fit in with like the rest of the teams that are playing in the league play. And with the last performance they had, it really shows that they have like some kind of potential, but unfortunately they didn't really reach that from the start. And right now, like it has to happen because like again, even if like yeah, they kind of like if there was like some kind of an on goal or something like that. In general, it's like a close game, like 1 goal difference, and I think that's more than enough for Quantum Deals to have the motivation or like some kind of drive to keep going. Like yeah, this game could be for us. Like we can just keep on going, and maybe we can have our play from there.
yeah. Quantum Deus, well said by you. Just completely throwing it in the end, but they still played really well. And Renegades put up good pressure. We're gonna see how the second game goes. Hopefully better for Quantum Deus since I feel like they had quite a bit more chances. Quite a bit more chances that they should have scored, and maybe it would have been an more interesting game. But still, what can you ask from a first game? Teams feeling each other out. So far, Renegade is still looking like the favorites, and we're still here waiting for the third player of Renegades. And actually,
Yeah, another early join. So
yeah, another early join.
I think maybe we're
Kind
gonna
of
have to do this
unlucky.
again, and it just had to happen again, I guess. But
All the
I think
players here?
uh, I don't think so. I think someone is missing again. But this time
Yeah.
it's not too right. Oh, never mind. I think
No.
they're ready. So this time it actually worked. So yeah, as I was like trying to say, for Quantum Deos, I think they could, like, they had the lead actually the first game, so I think it all comes down to maybe having the lead and then just try to focus more on the defense and like try to be consistent. Don't go for a lot of crazy plays that you're gonna be struggling to keep up with the rotation later on. And the timer would do its job for them. We have seen it happening against like Hooded team last season, where they could like lose a couple of games because of that, where they feel too relaxed, and then like later on the team having like 1 or 2 goals lead, and then like eventually the timer hits zero. So I think this is something that they maybe they need to go for. Like maybe they need to have some kind of approach similar to that.
Yeah, Quantum Deus, that's definitely the way to play right now. Just trying to score a goal in offense and then just play as much defense as you can, running down the clock, saving every shot by Renegades. But and we saw them do quite well actually last game, but in the end they were kind of not there when they needed to be. And Hooded with a brilliant air dribble, brilliant dunk, and Loco is there to put it in.
So there's a lot of space being given to Hooded, and when you give this guy a lot of space, he's definitely gonna go for something mechanical. They didn't really get something too fancy, but still, Loka was there to finish the job and have the 1 goal lead for Renegades. Like after 1 minute and a couple of seconds, but they could get very mechanical. That's something about Renegades and also Hooded, and that's an insane angle coming in from Loco.
Yeah, Loco just Daniel getting a heavy touch and then Loco stepping in, brilliant shot off the post. I think if it didn't hit the post and in, Forrest would have got the save. Really good shot by Loco, and Renegades 2-0 up already, and Quantum Deos not really having any solution to Renegades defense.
And also, one thing about Hooded, whenever he plays like in a series like that, where it's gonna be maybe against a team that is struggling, he goes for like a lot of mechanical plays and also forces the entire team to go for plays that are similar. So it was kind of a different thing to see that, yeah, Hooded just went for a solo play. I wasn't really even expecting that because normally you get to see some kind of pre-jumps and pre-flips in Loco. Okay, didn't really get that, but maybe as I was like trying to speak of it, we're kind of seeing the, okay, Hooded with a flip reset here, but still not going to be finished. They're still having the plays like every now and then. They're just having the one of the blue cards to be showing up and having those setups, and that's going to be a goal coming out of nowhere. And Daniel putting one on the board and one step away from tying up the game.
Yeah, just Renegades completely overextending, and Loco actually bumping Terrarium in offense, and or Daniel rather, gonna take that every day of the week. And Quantum Deus, one step closer, as you said, starting up his game. And Hooded with a free shot, can't really connect to it. And now we see them overextending again, and has Hooded on gold.
Oh, okay,
Hooded
is that
saves it
no
on the
way?
line, no way. Gets saved again, and now they've actually went from almost conceding to almost scoring. Almost,
Oh,
I should say,
that's
never mind.
no way.
Incredible.
Okay, we're getting teased here. Like the ball is just going halfway in, it just goes out.
I was
Like I
like,
think it could be anybody's goal right now.
yeah, exactly. I was like trying to say almost scoring, and then they actually scored, or I thought they did, and then they didn't score, and then it was like confusion. And still, we're here 2-1, Hooded.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are, and I think the same thing goes toward the players. Normally when the ball goes like that, like very like maybe halfway in, and it gets cleared away, it's most of the times it's gonna be resulting in a counter goal for the other team.
Yeah,
But it was like kind of getting swinging back and forth, but nothing much happening. But that's a good sign for Quantum Deos. That means they could get something done here. They could step up their aggression, and that could be a moment where they could be having another goal because Renegade's kind of looking too confident here. And Crow with a shot, it's gonna be on the crossbar, and Daniel with a follow up, and Terrarium getting the block. Hooded booming it all the way back, but again, we're seeing those shots and looking even better than the first game.
yeah, Quantum Dale is really showing some brilliant aggression as Hooded gets a good save. But still, Quantum Dale is putting up the pressure they needed to put up last game. And now Crow with a shot saved by Terrarium. Quantum Deus, can they equalize this game? That is the main question we have right now. Really having a lot of offensive pressure. And actually the net was open for a moment and Terrarium barely gets a save off the edge of his car. And Forrest gets faked out and Hooded going for a Cox pinch, hits the ceiling. And actually all players of Renegades committing big overextension. Can Quantum Deus capitalize? No, shot to the corner.
Most of the goals are happening right now for Quantum Deos. They're just coming from um, Renegades, just overextending the offense, like just trying to go for so many plays, even though that would be some kind of a questionable play, but they're still able to get away with it. That's something really good about them, which is also a unique thing to have. But it's quite risky for sure. But if they could win games like that, then they're having fun while doing so. We haven't really seen any kind of pre-flips and pre-jumps in the air or something like that. That's how we usually get to see happening once Hooded is playing. But again, like Quantum Dios, like I know what kind of strategy they should be using. Like I don't know, maybe let them attack, give them space, and then like try to capitalize that. It seems like that's the only hope at this point.
Yeah, Quantum Deus showing good pressure, showing they can do it. All they need is to capitalize in the end. And now actually we see Terrarium not being here again, but he joins the game, joins the match. And we're off to another probably good game because last game was really exciting. and
Yeah.
we're gonna see how this one goes out.
Well, okay, that's nearly in, but not even with a follow-up. So that could have been a great moment for Quantum Deos to start really quickly.
Yeah, Hoodie
Now
actually
Forest.
missing a clear on his backboard, and as soon as he missed it, we saw all three players from Quantum Deos pushing up, trying to score the open net. Uh, Ended up with no goal in the end, but they're still putting up good pressure. And again, like last game, and Hoodie gets an important save of Daniel's shot.
Oh, Terrain. What car is that? Like, I don't think
The
anybody uses
Batmobile,
this Batmobile anymore.
but yeah,
I almost
interesting choice
forgot about the
definitely.
car that it even exists.
Yeah.
But an interesting choice here from Terrain.
Ooh, Hoodie getting a really good save, and Renegades showing that they're under pressure right now. Hoodie trying with all his four wheels to save every shot that he can to help out his teammates. And Loco with a really good pre-flip. Hoodie with the fakes out one player. Daniel gets a back, saves it. Hoodie trying to embarrass them doesn't work for him. At least the first try, and Quantum Deos successfully defend themselves.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just trying too hard at this point to show that they could get flashy goals even when they're not really trying. But their defense is just kind of crumbling at this point. Like they're kind of letting in a lot of easy pressure to be coming in from Quantum Dios and almost a dunk coming in from Crow. So it's already showing that Quantum Dios they're having really good plays here. Like from the start, like we have seen that shot, even though it was a 3 on net, but that was still a good moment for them to be stepping up. And who did? After 2 minutes, and you know, at least Quantum Deals, they're not really letting them to get something too fancy, and that was like the demo and the goal. That must feel too aggressive for them.
Yeah, Hoodie catching the defense of Quantum Deus off guard and getting a brilliant beat over Forest and actually a demo and goes in. Brilliant play by Hoodie. As we see Quantum Deus stepping up again, putting up the pressure constantly, but just can't get onto the end of the shot or the end of the chance rather. But we see them with an open net. Forest puts it in.
Oh, like this ability to capitalize on the mistakes and Crow, like maybe it was like a little bit of a delay pass, but Hoodie, he was like right in front of the ball. Like he could have done something, but Forrest was able to show up faster than Hoodie and get a shot on net. And the ability is still there, but it seems like even when Renegades they're struggling in the defense, they're letting in a lot of easy pressure to be coming at them. They're still able to hold on very strongly, but Quantum Deos they're still able. They're like also able to have the ability to capitalize on these mistakes. So you never really want to take this maybe a little bit too granted for you because you never really know when they give you striking back because we have seen them catching the defense of Renegades off guard and scoring plenty of open net goals.
Yeah, Quantum Deus really showing that they're here to play as well. With 2 minutes remaining, Quantum Deus is a big question mark at the moment because they have all this pressure but just can't score. And let's see if this game is gonna end differently as Forest pops the ball up for one of his teammates, Terrarium, off to the wall, just constant waiting, just trying to play the offense out, and that works out from them as Hoodie gets a brilliant top corner shot off Terrarium's pass.
Yeah, that was coming in way too quickly for the defense to even get any kind of reaction. Like the placement, and like normally you don't really get that much of power on the shots like that, but Hoodie did it so well, and it was like nearly top corner. Like it wasn't that perfect, but it was still fast enough, and they finally get to have the lead, and which is something that Quantum just didn't really have since game one. Like we find them having like 2-1 on the board, but um, later, like in the second game, we haven't really seen it, and right now we haven't even seen it yet. But 1 minute and a couple of seconds, they're still having the pressure, they're still having the shots, looking better than the first game for sure. But again, it seems like Renegades always controlling the ball, and it's like it's their own ball right now.
Yeah, Renegades just really showing to Quantum Deos who's the boss here or in this series, and Hooded really showing that he can do much more than we expected he can, at least. Constantly trying to go for cool shots and still with lead, and we're gonna see how this series ends and if Quantum Deos can equalize. As Forest sends a booming clear, but no one there. And look at the space Renegades have. So much space. Hoodie decides not to go for the shot. Brilliant fake. Flick over the last defender. Hoodie's just having fun, as is the whole roster of Renegades at the moment with 7 seconds left. Can Quantum Deos do this? The ball going downfield. And Terrarium going for a double touch, and looks like this is gonna be it. Renegades taking the whole series. In the end, completely messing around, just going constantly for cool shots, but still managing to sweep Quantum Deos. And we saw just Quantum Deos leaving them too much space. Renegades had all the space they wanted, all the chances to score, and in the end, score they did. And what do you think about this series, Ryder?
Well, it seems like Quantum Dose they got teased yet again. Like having another series that is like gonna be one goal games and still haven't really won a single game. And I think there's like only one series left for them, unfortunately. And like, yeah, they're having good offensive plays later on in the season, but like they didn't really happen early on. And I think they only have one series to be played, which is gonna be in the next week, which is against Spricer. But like, yeah, even if they sweep, even if they get anything done in that series, that's still not gonna be enough for them because they kind of like had a late moment for them to wake up. They still showed a lot of potentials. I really like that, especially with the addition of Crow. But in the end, it just the skill gap was there, obviously, and Renegades, they were like trying to have fun and mess around the entire time. They still managed to get the sweep, and GG's and well played. I think Quantum Death, they still put the effort. They still tried to continue on and like have like maybe offensive plays to be going, and like they still managed to keep the ball in Renegade's half, and had a couple of shots every now and then, even though they kind of lacked of accuracy. But in the end, of course, it has to be Renegades. They're like one of the higher tier teams out there, and they had to win. And yeah, GG's and well played for both of them. And I think that's gonna do it for today's stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, it has been presented by Phoenix Blue and Challenger Mode. It has been me, Ryder, along with Alpine. Really hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Actually, quick notice before we go offline: Terrarium will be punished for various, I don't know, questionable decisions in the community, and hope there's a chance for him to be completely thrown out of the competition of SERLC 5, and hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully we see him play again because it's really good to see him play. And yeah, see you guys next time.